Hello to all life forms residing within our galaxy. I'm Jameson from the Human No More team. Thrilled to be here because I'll have the pleasure of showcasing a single round of a Human No More battle to you so you can understand what we're doing differently here at Cultic. You'll also have the chance to see the endless potential for variety, tactics and flexibility that Human No More offers to both players and GMs. Before we delve deeper into the conflict between our fiery non-human insurgents and the despotic human apartheid regime, I have just one disclaimer to make. All the action that you'll be seeing on this table consists of just level 1 material. Yes, this is just the beginning. Without further ado, let's jump into the good fight. While searching for an android informant hiding within a disposal facility, following a few investigative moments and skill checks, our player force had to confront an apartheid military squad waiting to ambush them. Let's see what they're up to. As you can see, we're already in the midst of battle, and the turn is Torque Titanborns, a high-gravity Labour mutant turned resistance soldier. Seeking a more effective position, Torque decides to move next to a cover with his first action point. Okay. Human No More has a brand new movement system that completely eliminates the tile counting method of other movement systems. Here you see areas on the battle map that we call sectors. With one action point, a Human No More character with normal movement speed can reach any tile within their own or an adjacent sector. That's it. Alright, Torque moved here to this tile and uses the ability Tactical Cover as his following action by also spending a stamina point. One of the benefits of Tactical Cover is the bonus that it grants to attack rolls, in addition to the standard defense bonus of a cover. And for his last action point, Torque plays it wisely and chooses not to shoot now. He instead takes an Overwatch action and declares that he'll shoot the first enemy that gets within his rifle's standard range. You can see that Torque wants all the advantage he can get before unloading his assault rifle on the human oppressors. So the turn is Zaya's, the anarchistic alien hybrid psyops of the Force. Psyops are very much control characters. You can see them often acting beyond their turns and taking advantage of numerous psychic-powered reaction abilities. Zaya, seeing the clustered position of her friends to the south of the map, decides to assist them with her first action. She's aware that the Force's infiltrator, the Sentinel Cat Mirage, is pretty late in the initiative order due to a bad roll. So with the synchronization usage of her combat telepathy, she gives her action chance to Mirage in exchange for one of her action points. All of a sudden, Mirage is ready for some serious action. So by using her death dive ability and spending both an action and a stamina point, Mirage makes a lethal dive from the top of the garage dumpster and rolls for attack. Any hit is a critical hit with a death dive. And yes, that is a success. Oof. With her implanted mechanical claws, she rips the grunt so fiercely that I'm sure it's not just the helmet that's rolling on the ground. And let me tell you the good thing, since it was a one-shot kill, she also met the recharge condition of death dive, therefore gaining back her spent stamina point. As you can see, we're designing Human No More in a way that keeps the game in strong momentum and ensures our players stay sharp and in communication. We're back to Zaya. Considering the extent of her powers, she decides to reserve her remaining action points to create havoc during the enemy's turn. Now it's the turn of the electromagnet. You heard me right. Human No More features many map-specific encounters and conditions that make each battle uniquely tactical and memorable. In this specific one, the apartheid forces took control of an electromagnetic device used within the facility and turned it against the player force. So, the magnet moves one sector before being unleashed upon Zaya. Oops. Zaya loses her agility save and therefore her bolt pistol to the metal-hungry machine. She's now unarmed against the oppressors. Is the tide turning? It's the turn of the apartheid grunts. For the convenience of our GMs, units belonging to the same group are played together, starting with the unit with the lowest number. So this phase always remains practical to track and maintain. Grunt 1 moves to cover to have a shooting chance at one of our guerrillas. But the moment he enters the standard range of Torque Titanborn, his Overwatch is triggered, and Torque responds with his assault rifle and hits. Sadly, for Grunt 1, that's a pretty high damage number, and the Galaxy has one less human to worry about. No offense. Grunt 2 moves here, takes cover and shoots at Mirage. But thanks to the kinetic barrier that Xayah put on her at the beginning of the battle, our team's favourite cat character takes no damage. Grunt 3 fervently runs towards the android techie of the Force, the resourceful Lem 7. The moment he gets into melee engagement with Lem, a state called hatred, indoctrination is triggered. From an early age, human soldiers of the regime are constantly indoctrinated with feelings of superiority and hatred towards non-humans. This conditioning makes them more aggressive and intimidating when suppressing the non-human population. For the duration of this turn, the Grunt will have an advantage on his attack, but he will also be acting more carelessly and will be exposed to attacks. That's bad for Lem. He takes a solid 4 damage from the combat knife of the Grunt and therefore has to lose a body part. I can almost see your eyebrows. Let me explain. The androids of Human No More can equip some gear as body parts, which enables them to use that equipment much more efficiently. Shortly, they work like organs of the android. The downside, when they take enough damage, these parts fall apart. In this case, Lem decides to drop his armoured chassis, losing 2 points of armour. He's a sitting duck now. Fortunately, Xayah interferes once again and uses her second action point as a reaction to move the kinetic barrier from Mirage to Lem 7, substituting her mechanical friend's lack of defense with her psionic protection. Remember folks, it's always good to have a half-human, half-sentient buddy that can manifest and manipulate psionic objects at will. And the last Grunt, Grunt 4, makes a daring decision. Since he's been shot with Mirage's sniper rifle the previous turn, he's hardly in good shape and decides to use the combat drugs on his belt with his first action point. The chemical injection grants him a +4 on all attacks, but will also inflict 1 true damage every turn. As you can see, the apartheid war machine exploits its resources to the very last bit. So, Grunt 4 frantically runs here to this tile, exposing Torque's cover unexpectedly, and takes a shot with his service rifle. With the aid of the chemicals in his blood and an exposed cover, I doubt that he'll miss. Yes, that's a hit. Torque got 5 points of damage. Although his armour soaked some of it, there's still some severe damage, but Torque is a high-grav labour mutant. He's a bioengineered to operate in the most extreme environmental conditions. With his HP dropping below 50%, the survival mechanism embedded in him activates his natural armour plating, boosting his armour value to 3. The turn is finally Lem 7's. Perhaps he lost a chassis, but he's not yet lost his most vital asset, his combat drone. He can control the drone effortlessly as an extension of his consciousness with his own action points. Lem decides to move the drone directly towards the electromagnet. Once it's there, Lem uses the hack device mounted on the drone and rolls for his hacking skill. Yes! The machine's control is on the player Force now. With his last action point, Lem moves the magnet towards Grunt 2 and activates his electromagnetic pull. A tough break for Grunt 2. In human military, losing your surface rifle is no laughing matter. It's now the apartheid officer's turn. As he's pissed off about how Xayah manipulates the course of the battle, he moves to a closer spot and decides to shoot his pistol at the hybrid psyops. But the soldier of the Force, Torque, would not allow this. He uses, watch out, a dynamic use of his impale ability as a free reaction and hurls his combat knife at the officer. That's a hit. For his last action, the even more frustrated officer uses his command ability to give an order to Grunt 4, therefore granting the soldier an extra AP. Grunt 4 attacks and hits Torque once again, escalating the already high pressure on the mutant. Thankfully, he can soak 3 damage now due to his natural armour. And the turn is Mirage's, our team's favourite cat infiltrator. Since she played her first action point on Xayah's turn, she has 2 left, and there's already a Grunt engaged with her. Although cat sentinels have excellent defense and traits like 9 lives, in tense circumstances, they can also go down easily. Mirage cannot risk that So she uses her one-time item smokescreen on this area, shrouding both herself and Lem7 with smoke. Now immune to attack of opportunities, she uses the spider climb ability to get out of the situation with her mechanical tentacles and reach a higher position to snipe the remaining enemies next turn. Final character to play in this round is the Apartheid Sniper. She uses the Zipline ability to throw a fiber rope here, allowing her to reach to the top of the platform with just one action point. Then, for her remaining 2 action points, she will attempt to shoot Lem7 from a higher elevation. But Xayah, yes, Xayah again, still has 1 AP to spend, and she immediately uses it to cast Psychic Ricochet and alter the trajectory of the bullet. The sniper rolls for a ranged attack, while Xayah tries to oppose that with her Psy roll. After the modifiers are sorted, Xayah emerges victorious, and the difference between the 2 rolls determines how many degrees Xayah can alter the bullet's trajectory. Shortly, higher the difference, better the control. In this case, the difference allows Xayah to divert the bullet to hit Grunt 2 instead of Lem. Hit by another human's bullet, the soldier shakes and falls to the ground. For one final moment, he attempts to turn to his shocked squad mate in disappointment, then fades away. It seems that this non-human resistance is much more formidable than what the human propaganda is suggesting. This concludes our gameplay preview. We've been through 1 round of a Human No More combat scenario designed for entry-level characters. Thank you for staying with us throughout this lengthy video and showing interest in what we've been cooking up at Cultic Games for some time now. Through resistance shall come liberation.